Our final project for 3D digital design will be a luxury beach box design. Our design brief is pretty simple: that an opportunity has arisen to develop some larger luxury beach boxes on a secluded beach elsewhere on the bay. Basically, we're going to be designing in CAD a 140 scale model of our proposed beach box within the design constraints, which are set out pretty much in the document where you draw your floor plan. A desirable, which is something that we would like to have but we don't necessarily get because some of you are on learning journeys, is that you be able to 3D print your model, and that will require a little bit of effort on your part to get that model ready for 3D print. And a highly desirable is that you create a high quality VR render of your design for marketing purposes, so you can really show people what you intend to do with this particular product. That's where you get to put the colors in, the textures in, add some furniture, put it in a nice scene, and show people what it will look like if it was really built. Our project workflow will be to hand draw a floor plan, then create that floor plan in 3D in Fusion 360. We'll then export that 3D model as an OBJ format, which is something we haven't done before. We'll import into Blender, and Blender is a program you should have used before to create some basic animations. We'll then add textures to our model in the Cycles Render engine. And then hopefully we'll create one or more 360-degree renders, which we can then upload to the school's 3D rendering program, which will basically enable you to show other people over the internet what you have created. In order to continue past this point, you should have already drawn your plan, and you need to scan your plan in an image format like a JPEG or a PNG. You need to note that a photograph on a phone will not do. You need to use a flatbed scanner, and you need to line it up as carefully as you can so that it's nice and square on the 3D, on the scan when it comes through as an image. You can see here is my floor plan that I've drawn up on the front page of my luxury beach box floor plan document, and I've drawn it on the graph paper, and I've drawn it so that the rooms are inset a little bit from the edge of the graph so that I can use the overhang to create a bit of more of a roof line. Just remember, you can't actually draw your roof overhanging outside of the allotment. That's one of the rules. So basically we need to actually draw everything inside that grid, including the roof. You can see here that I've left a gap for the door. That gap for the door is basically for of the squares, or 2 centimeters or 20 millimeters, as the case may be. The reason for that, is that basically a standard door is 800 wide approximately. So 800 divided by 40 will give us 20 millimeters to draw there. If you look over here, you can see I've done a window. That window is just 2 lines to indicate where it will be. And I put all my windows pretty much exactly in the middle of each wall. I've also drawn over here a deck. 2 really important measurements you should put on are the external length and width of your plan in millimeters. So it's going to be a scale model. We're not actually building this to full size, but basically it's going to be 130 millimeters wide and 190 millimeters tall. I've also put the dimensions as if the room was full size. So my room's going to be 5.2 meters by 3.8 meters and 3.6 by 3.8. I would recommend not going below 3 meters for any room size. It just gets a little bit too small if you're going to do that. It's now time for you to take this sample plan and put it into Fusion 360. You may want to crop out the extra text if you know how to do that by using Photoshop or some other app that can crop. But you may want to crop out that extra information. You pretty much only need the grid. You don't need all that text. That text might annoy you. I'm just going to leave it there though.